Hey everybody, welcome to MSP Mountain. My name's Eric from Support Adventure, and today we are joined by Devin from Ebridge Marketing, and we also have Tal online, who's our marketing strategist at Support Adventure, that had some marketing wisdom to this.
Say what works really well for us, for example, is that if you go on our website, you have many videos. We're a very video-centric marketing approach, or we have a video-centric marketing approach. And so when clients are considering working with us or working for us, they realize already who we are based on the videos that we have, what our personalities are, and what kind of company we are. The company culture can really seep through those videos. And I
This
think that
is,
works
yeah,
really well for us, where
this is what I don't see, yeah, on a lot of MSP pages. Yeah. Like
Yeah, for sure.
they just plaster it with like all sorts of like Microsoft logos and some stock photos and stuff like that. But like I feel like a lot of them could do a lot better if they actually like put somebody on the camera who presents well and sort of talked about how hopefully the founder or CEO of the company, how they actually care about the needs of the business. They're there to help companies fulfill their business objectives, because it's like that's what everybody wants at the end of the day, to like fulfill their business objectives. Technology is just a means of getting there, and the personality that pushes that through really, like, because I look at a lot of MSP websites, and it gets so mundane because they look all the same. Like the business names can start to seem uninventive after you've seen hundreds of them, and just like, I don't know, where does it all start putting together a good strategy to sort of like avoid the sort of, to stick out, like to avoid looking like just another MSP. They'll sign you up on a contract, and where do you start with that, and what do you require from a MSP before they work with you in terms of like branding and like offerings, unique offerings and stuff like that? And how do you take that, if they've got it, and turn it into a unique strategy, or a effective strategy, I guess, more importantly?
Yeah, the what comes to mind when you're saying that is, how many times do you go onto an MSP website and you see the same stock image of some beautiful person with a headset on, right? Like, it's clearly not actually a tech person. That to me is just that's just you're just going to blend in with everyone else if you're using kind of stock imagery.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is actually promoting your team. What is unique about your team, and tying into what you guys were saying about your videos, that really videos can really get across a lot of credibility. It makes your personality get out there more, but also like images of your team too. One thing that we did internally over the pandemic was we wanted to promote our team on our website. So we had caricatures drawn of our team, and put them into like a little Zoom-like setting, and that's on our homepage. And each one of the caricatures has some sort of a personal item in the background. So my boss has a bike, and
Here we go.
I have my hockey jersey on, and Lisa has her coffee maker there. Lal has his laptop. So, that way it just gets across a little bit more personality than just the stock image of a beautiful person. The other thing I would say too is, and we practice what we preach in this regard too, is you don't really have to come with a really full-blown, fully thought out marketing strategy off the bat. It can be iterative. So, for instance, we started with those caricatures, and then we've grown to have them other places on our site. I use my image on my social media. So, you can start off with one idea, see what resonates with people, and then grow with that. You don't have to kind of come out with a perfectly laid out plan from the very beginning. And yes, you could go to a branding shop, get a professional branding shop to, do your really nice logo, some nice slogans, some nice brand statements, all that jazz. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that it's very, very expensive to do. And for most MSPs, and I can talk about the exceptions, but for most MSPs, branding is not the biggest component of the marketing. It doesn't really matter as much as it does in other industries. The exception to that is if you are going after larger organizations, it does matter more because there's so much competition for those larger organizations. You need to kind of differentiate yourself more. But if you're a smaller MSP, it's not, your dollar is better spent on content than it is on branding, because you're going to get more organic results that way. And I've seen time and time again when I look at MSPs, their analytics, that It's the organic traffic that performs the best. So that's why we tend to recommend it. And another thing just tying into the team is, if you look at analytics, almost always the most trafficked page on a website is the homepage, but the second most trafficked page is the About Us page. So it really underscores how important it is to promote your team and what's unique about you. And having like a nice integrated strategy is important too. Kind of what we already talked about, where if you're doing content, you want to make sure you're posting on your blog, your newsletter. If you're doing, YouTube, you want to make sure it's nicely SEO optimized so people can find those videos. But it doesn't need to be perfectly aligned. We're not going for like a masterpiece here. For instance, you could write a one-off blog that's a little bit, let's say quirky or a little bit different, or and if it's just something that interested you, it's no big deal to throw that out there on your website, even if it's not perfectly aligned with your company's voice. It doesn't need to be perfect. It really is okay to grow, to take chances, and to let it grow iteratively.